don't do it. There are many ways you can escape a social pressure. You can say आपका एग्जाम था, वर्किंग डे था, एग्जाम्स होती है ना. Many of you all have exams ना last week. एग्जाम्स के बाद में सब लोग एक्सक्यूज कर देते हैं, एग्जाम्स, हाँ एग्जाम्स, एग्जाम पढ़ ले. So don't come in a social pressure and do something that is sinful. It is not going to help you. It is just going to increase your sin. Okay. So we'll do the Mangalacharan prayers before we go ahead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaskute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarupasya Sindhu Parevacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So we are discussing chapter number 11 today. Actually, we are starting with chapter number 11 today. And chapter number 10 was done 3 weeks ago. Last week was a little bit of class and pastimes of Srimati Radharani, okay, because Radha Ashtami festival was there. Before that, Chaitanya Prabhu took a topic which was the teachings of Queen Kunti, okay, and before that was the discussion of chapter number 10. Huh? Prabhupada pastimes also there. Okay, and before that was the discussion of chapter number 10. So, what do you remember from chapter number 10? Do you know the acronym to chapter number 10? What? Of the acronym क्या था उसका, हमने ब्रेकअप क्या दिया था? Opulence with the absolute, but yeah, what was the acronym? Okay, it is CSEE. S stands for source of everything. Krishna says, I am the source of your intelligence, I am the source of your knowledge, your forgetfulness, everything. Okay, and then we saw the most important verses of the Bhagavad Gita, the 4 most important verses of the Bhagavad Gita. It is also called as a चतुश्लोकी गीता. आप यहाँ आ जाइए पीछे की तरफ, मैं आपको इजीली देख पाऊंगा. आप इस तरफ आ जाइए, I'll be able to easily see you. तो मेरा अच्छा खासा फिजियो हो जाएगा ऐसे, और फिर बाद में ऐसे. You can come here also, behind यहाँ पे जगह है आगे. आकाश बोरे अब भी नहीं आया था ना लास्ट संडे को. सोनू भी नहीं आया. और पीछे वो भी शिवम युवा थे, जो थे वो तो बोलेंगे मैं था, बच गया मैं उस संडे, वैसे अब बाकी संडे आता नहीं पर उस संडे में आ गया था। सालन के वो सुनाते हैं, you there last Sunday? So we saw the essence of the Gita, the four verses, the four most important verses of the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna speaks the summary of the entire Gita in 4 verses. Does anyone remember any of the verse from that? कुछ भी याद है उसमें से? चतुर्श्लोकी गीता है, मतलब it has got the essence of the essence of the essence. Many verses we say in the seminar also, Secret Success seminar में उसमें से काफी verses we speak. अहम सर्वस्य प्रभो मत्तः सर्वं करोमि इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां भूतभावः समान्वितः. This is the first verse of the Chaturshloki Gita. Also make it a practice sometimes, take out some time and memorize some verses. Memorize करना चाहिए हमें. ऐसा नहीं कि हम भगवद गीता. How many of you know the first verse of the Bhagavad Gita? How many of you know the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita? मैम बोलो. हाँ, याद नहीं आ रहा है, आप बोलिए. यते पार्थ धर्म तथा ममिति. It's very important if we should memorize verses. At least we should know at least 100 verses. 100 तो मालूम होना चाहिए. 1/7 out of कितना होता है 1/7? 16.67%. कितना होता है? मैथ एक्सपर्ट कोई कैट एग्जामिनेशन दे रहा है क्या? 14.228. Quite close. Quite close. 14% of the verses you should at least remember. We have many books down which are like shloka recitation. So daily, not daily, but in 1 week if you remember one verse, then 52 weeks में you can remember 52 verses. It's not very difficult. हम कितने सारे बॉलीवुड सॉन्ग्स याद रखते हैं, कुछ सालों के बाद भी याद रहता है. हाँ, तो वैसे हमें sometimes we remember even the score of the match which was happened 4 years back. वर्ल्ड कप का क्या स्कोर था, किसने कितने रन मारे थे. This will be helpful for your life. स्कोर काम नहीं आएगा, बॉलीवुड का सॉन्ग भी काम नहीं आएगा. So this is Chaturshloki Gita. Krishna speaks that and he explains how many opulences in the previous chapter. 6 opulences. कितने opulences? How many opulences Krishna speaks about in the previous chapter? Huh? 4? 6 opulences. How many opulences he speaks about in the previous chapter? You know, Ryan, any idea? अनुकल्प विकल्प, वही अनुकल्प के पास कोई विकल्प नहीं रहा, मैं बोल रहा हूँ. 82 opulences. He displays 82 opulences. He says, amongst the animals I'm lion, amongst the mountain I'm Meru. You know, he speaks about all these things. 82 opulences. ये हाल है तो क्या होगा 11 चैप्टर में. Amongst the birds I'm Garuda, amongst the beast I'm lion, amongst the subdues I'm time, amongst the rivers I'm Ganga, amongst the commanders I'm Kartikeya, amongst the priests I'm Brihaspati, amongst the mountains I'm Meru, amongst the Adityas I'm Vishnu, amongst the luminaries I'm Sun, Moon, Indra, whatever best you can find in the world. Krishna is saying all those things are I am them, I am in them. Amongst the knowledge I'm spiritual knowledge. बहुत लोग knowledge लेना चाहते हैं ना, they want to be ज्ञानी, बुक पढ़ते हैं नॉलेज के लिए, पॉडकास्ट देखते हैं नॉलेज के लिए, न्यूज़ देखते हैं। आजकल मुझे बोलते हैं लोग, सर मैं पॉडकास्ट देखता हूँ नॉलेज गेन करने के लिए। Krishna, amongst the knowledge, I'm spiritual knowledge. Is your podcast talking about spiritual knowledge, or is it just talking about some random things? I should decide. Among the sages, I'm Vyasa. Amongst the Pandavas, I'm Arjuna. Amongst the victorious, I'm Victory. Amongst the cheaters, I'm gambling.
No, could you explain that?
No, I will not explain. Amongst the months, I'm Marga, November and December. Amongst the poetry, I'm Gayatri. Amongst the death, I'm the death that devours everything, including memory. In gambling, how do you make money? By honesty? By cheating.
Yeah.
Krishna is saying, I am the biggest cheater.
So,
Okay. So that is what he means over there. You cannot make money in gambling without cheating. Can you make money in gambling with honesty? Gambling means greed.
yeah.
Greed means that you have to cheat someone. Cheating propensity comes, otherwise, how will you make money in gambling? It already develops. That is why it is said, no, one should not gamble. It's one of the 4 regulative principles because it develops cheating propensity in you. It develops greed in you. So how many opulences? 82 opulences. Okay. Amongst the cow, I am Surabhi. Many things he speaks about. Many wonderful things. Amongst the immovable things, I am Himalayas. Amongst the sacrifice, I am Japa. Okay. So 82 opulences. And then he speaks about all the opulences. Speaks about all the opulences. You see this guy? He speaks about all these things. So 82. But in the end, then he says, all these things are just my amsha. Ekam stena stito. Ekamshena stito jagat. They are just my amsha. Amsha means fragment, part. ये जो भी मेरे opulences है ना, these are just little bit of amsha, just a part of it. It is not even full. It is not even full. And with that part, I'm supporting the entire universe. With that part, he's supporting the entire universe. It's not just like. So with that small amsha, that small energy, I can sustain the entire material creation. He made that point. And that brings us to the next chapter, which is the 11th chapter, the universal form. The acronym to the 11th chapter is Rupa. He's showing Roop, right? Vishwaroop. So the acronym is Rupa, where the first R stands for request, U stands for the form that he displays. After seeing the form, Arjuna offers prayers. Okay. And then he again requests Krishna to display his armed form. Armed form matlab two-handed form. Okay, because the Vishwaroop has many hands, many mouths, many heads, many teeth. You'll see the description of Vishwarupa. It's very, very ghastly, scary. So after hearing Krishna's words in the 10th chapter that with a single fragment of myself I pervade and support the entire universe, Arjuna wishes to see that all pervasive form of the Lord. He wishes to see that. Although Krishna is driving Arjuna's chariot, he pervades and supports the entire universe. ऐसा नहीं कि उसको chariot को रुकना पड़ता है. Chariot भी चल रही है. Along with that, he is also showing the entire universe. Although Arjuna therefore wishes to see Krishna's all-pervading form. Thus, after two introductory verses, Arjuna asks Krishna to reveal his universal form. So he's requesting Krishna to reveal his universal form. Krishna is not just one of the incarnations. Basically, the purpose behind Arjuna asking Krishna to reveal his form is to display to the whole world that he is not one of the incarnations of Vishnu, okay, or the source of Mahavishnu. He is not coming from Mahavishnu. He is in fact the source of Mahavishnu. So Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu, Karnodakshaya Vishnu, all the other demigods, Brahma, Indra, Varuna, they all come from him. They all come from them. In fact, when they also witness the universal form, when Arjuna is seeing it, the Devi Devtas also seeing it. They also get bewildered. It's mentioned in the Gita ahead, basically in this chapter ahead. So Krishna has made his position very clear in the ninth and 10th chapter. And as Arjuna heard that with single fragment he is supporting the entire universe, he is requesting Krishna to display. He's already made his position very clear, no? In the ninth and the 10th chapter. Okay, किसने रिवाइज किया 9th 10th chapter? बहुत important है actually, because 9, 10, 11, 12, these four chapters, in fact 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, these six chapters are very important, and amongst that 9th and 10th is the most important. I mentioned, no? It's the center of the center of the center. So the center of the book is 7 to 12, and within that center is 9 and 10. Okay, so it's very, very important. So Krishna makes his position very clear in the ninth and the 10th chapter. There is no stone which is unturned. He mentions everything very, very clearly. So some people may tell you that, okay, Krishna said that all the opulences originally emanate from him only, like the power of the lion, the power of mountain, the power of the intelligent, the intelligence of the people. They all come from him, exact. But how do they emerge? How are they coming out? The doubters will always have a doubt, you know, that how these things are. So Arjuna himself, as a devotee, he has full faith in Krishna. Arjuna doesn't have a doubt. He doesn't have any shankha that does whatever Krishna is saying. Does it really? Is it really true? No, he doesn't have a doubt. But for the skeptics, but for the doubters, he's asking Krishna to reveal his universal form. It is not for devotees. It is not for devotees. It is for non-devotees. आगे आएगा. The Vishwaroop, the universal form, is for non-devotees. It is not for devotees. That is why after seeing the universal form, Arjuna is scared. Arjuna is scared. Why is Arjuna scared? Arjuna should have not been scared, right? But he gets scared because that form is not meant to be seen by devotees. It is actually meant to be seen by non-devotees. Like some of the scientists who don't believe in God, they get very amazed by the creation of the nature, right? They keep studying day in and day out about the creation of the nature, how things in the matter and the atom are created, and that is displayed in the universal form, because they get very much amazed. And similarly, when atheists see the universal form, they also get amazed. But the devotee knows that Krishna is the source of this universal form. For him, it's not for him. The Vishwaroop is actually not for him, but it is for those who doubt, for those skeptics who don't believe in Krishna. Does Krishna really have all the powers? So for them, Arjuna is asking, please display. So the first four verses are spoken by Arjuna in this chapter. They build some base to it. So he says, my illusion is dispelled. He's saying, Arjuna vacha mad anugraya paramam bhuyam adhyatma samagnatam yat tvayoktam vachastena moho ayam vigato mama moho ayam vigato mama. My illusion is now finished. My illusion is now. Arjuna no longer thinks that Krishna is mere human being. What does he mean by my illusion is finished? Previous to this, Arjuna was treating Krishna as a friend. But in the last few chapters, when Krishna established his position very strongly that, see, I'm not just your friend, I'm the Supreme Lord. Krishna established, and he also said that, yes, amongst this, I'm so and so, amongst this, I'm so and so. Everything is emanating from me. And so he is no longer thinking Krishna as a mere friend or just as a friend, but understands that Krishna is the source of everything. Okay, that is why he is saying, if you go to the if you go to the purport, he mentions that now, as far as Arjuna is concerned, you can keep your books open. He says that his illusion is over. This means that Arjuna no longer thinks of Krishna as a mere human being, as a friend of his, but as a source of everything. Arjuna is very enlightened and is glad that he has such a great friend as Krishna. Wouldn't you be happy to know that some, oh my God, इसको जिसको मैं अपना बचपन से यार मान रहा था, ये तो नरेंद्र मोदी निकला, PM निकला, whatever is saying, Prime Minister निकला. My God, I did not know about this. So he was very glad. He's very happy. My God, my friend is so powerful, amazing. He's so big. He's in fact not big. He's the Supreme Lord. Swayam Bhagwan hai. So how happy you would get, But now he's thinking that although he may accept Krishna as a source of everything, others may not. Others may not. So in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he is requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. That book doesn't have that translation. Does it have? Please carry your Bhagavad Gita copies and please carry the right copy with you. It's also important. It will be very time consuming for me to show here as well as there. So this is what I read. This means Arjuna is no longer thinking, yeah.
universal form.
Yeah. So this is the thing that we read right now. That it is for the benefit. So in order to establish Krishna's divinity for all, he's requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. That is what he is requesting Krishna to show. He's saying in the second verse, I have heard from you, Shruta Vistarasya Maya. I have heard in detail from you. But he wants to establish a position of Krishna again. He has heard from Krishna, but he again wants to establish the position by display. Because he knows some people in the future may not. That is why he's saying, I desire to see your universal form. In the third verse, he's saying, Dishtam ichhami te rupam. You show me. Dishtam, you show me. Rupam, you show me that form. And therefore, I wish to see that how you have entered. He's saying, I have entered into each and every atom. I've entered into each and every cosmic manifestations. Like, how have you entered into these cosmic manifestations? Please display to me. Actually, Arjuna himself is in love with Krishna, as I mentioned, pure love, which means he's already become a pure devotee. He's convinced that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He doesn't have to be shown any proofs. But this is for us. Don't think we are also Arjuna. If we all were Arjunas, we wouldn't have missed last Sunday's lecture. It's very simple. Or we wouldn't have missed any other lecture. Arjuna is very clear. Okay, Arjuna के मगज में दिमाग में doubt नहीं है. The doubt है हमारे दिमाग में. We have doubts in our mind. There is no doubt in the mind of. We want proofs. So this he's saying, people in future will ask. So in order to establish Krishna's divinity, he's requesting Krishna in this chapter to show his universal form. He's saying that, yeah. But now he's thinking that although he may accept Krishna as a source of everything, others may not. Others may not. People like us who are born in Kali Yuga may not accept him. Hence for us, he was asking. People of the world underestimate Krishna and won't accept Krishna. Hence, when Krishna will show his rupam, that time they will accept. And then he says, what mood is required to understand this knowledge? Again, what is the mood if you remember in the 4th chapter, Arjuna speaks about the mood. Sorry, Krishna speaks about the mood in which you should gain knowledge in the 4th chapter. Huh? The cyclic succession is evam parampara prapta. Tadi pani pate na? Very good. So tad vidhi pranipate na pariprashyena seveda upadakshati te gnanam gnaninas tattva darshana. How one should gain knowledge? Tad vidhi pranipate. With a submissive spirit, offer service and then ask questions. Not that you ask a question first, then you would want to offer some service and then you would become little submissive. So with submissive spirit, you ask question. Along with that, you offer some service. Okay. So that is, and then again over here, Arjuna is saying, if you feel that I'm qualified and I can, see your form, then you reveal to me. If you feel, so he's requesting. If you think that I can behold, manya se yadi tachakhyam maya drashtum iti prabhavo. He's saying in the fourth verse that if you feel that I can see your universal form, then you can reveal to me. Fourth. Yeah. So if you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. If you feel, it is not like a, you know, show me, kya hai, dikhao. He's requesting. He's requesting. It is not ordering. He's requesting. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport, one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive the Supreme Lord Krishna by material senses. अब अपने material senses से you cannot even understand or even see or even hear about Krishna. You cannot even do that. Like if you go to a 3D movie, what do they do? They give you 3D glasses. वो 3D glasses लगाएगा तो बाद में सब कुछ 3D में दिखेगा. ऐसा लगेगा कि आपके ऊपर पानी आ रहा है. You are entering a cave. You will feel that. Similarly, you need that chakshu. Like for example, he's wearing specs. He's wearing specs. If I remove his specs, he will see everything. He'll see me also blur. So this is how the picture is when you're trying to understand Krishna without a submissive spirit. It is a blur picture. We are not able to see. So mundane senses are like that. It's a very hazy picture of God. It's a very blurry picture of God. It's not very clear because senses are mundane. They are not on a spiritual platform. That is why we say, na, okay, Bhagavad Gita is an open book. Anybody can open and read it, but still it's a rahasya. Why? Bhakto se me sahachayati rahasyam hi etad. You don't have the qualification. First, you have to become a bhakta and sakha. Then you can understand the rahasya. Why it's a mystery? Why is it a mystery if it's an open book? You know, available. It's not, na. It is not like only Hindus can go and buy Bhagavad Gita. ऐसा कुछ लिखा है क्या? You have to show your Aadhaar card, birth certificate. No. Anybody across the world can go and purchase a copy of the Gita. But not everybody who has the Gita can understand the Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because of these reasons. But when God gives you the eyes, when the Lord gives you the eyes, you can see. जैसे आप थिएटर में जाते हो, थिएटर वाले तुम्हें 3D glasses देंगे तो फिर आपको 3D मूवी दिखाई देगा. So when God gives you the eyes, you can see with good clarity. We can see with good. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. That but if one is engaged in loving, second line. But if one is engaged in loving uh, transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. That is why we say service is important. That is why we request, like last week on a group that we have, I requested all the members on that group that please engage yourself in service. Because if you don't engage yourself in service, you will come here, hear some good punchlines, laugh at it, have nice prasad, feel it's a good Sunday, and go back home. That's it. There will not be any revelation. There will not be any transformation. Transformation will come only when you are performing some service. Otherwise, there's no chance, no way. And there are so many ways you can perform service. Like after this class only, when we have prasad, you can do prasad seva. प्रसाद सेवा हो गया, प्रसादम सर्विस. आपने प्रसाद के लिए प्रसाद खा लिया, आपने प्रसाद सर्विंग नहीं किया, आप वाइंड अप कीजिए. आपका प्रसाद हो गया तो आप दूसरों को सर्व कीजिए. Many times I see devotees, they take prasad and ठीक हो जी, Hare Krishna. Next sentence. ठीक हो जी, Hare Krishna. बहुत अच्छा चला. Have a mood to do some service. Don't run away. Right now, you may run away from the temple, but you cannot run away from time. Krishna will display Kala Roop also. Kala means time. Kal Roop. Kal, with the effect of time, everybody will be taken into consideration. So don't miss that. So, but if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Arjuna, Arjuna, मेरा pointer खराब हो गया है. I'm showing my finger. By any chance, we have this pencil battery? ये पतला वाला? Do we have? So over here, क्या हो गया इसको? Must have wire hill here. It's okay. I think so. The connection went loose. Remove that bag from there. No, it just moved. That connection moved from there. Anyway, so Arjuna as a devotee does not depend on speculative strength. This is very important. हम तुक्का लगाते हैं ना अनुमान प्रमाण. Arjuna is mentioned. Arjuna as a devotee doesn't depend on speculative strength. He doesn't depend on speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's infinitesimal position. He accepts कि मेरा क्या limitation है, कितना मेरे पास knowledge. He accepts that, and then he accepts Krishna's infinitesimal position. It's not on. Click on it. Lighting art. चालू हुआ? चालू? So Arjuna as a devotee does not depend on his speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's position, Krishna's inestimable position. He accepts that. Sometimes there are, as I mentioned, there are scientists who say maybe this, maybe that, maybe not this. They depend on speculation. But Arjuna is saying, I don't speculate and I accept my own limitations. Now, some of you may question, God is infinite. Then how can I, as a tiny living entity, understand the infinite? God is infinite, right? बोल दिया infinite है. Then how, as me, who's tiny jiva, how can I understand the Supreme Lord? That also he answers over here. This line. If the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The infinitesimal can reveal to the finite, right?
Yes.
And then one can get understanding from that. So that is very important. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for inconceivable grace of Krishna. That is why he's pleading, he's requesting that you give me the grace, you give me the vision by which I can understand you, my dear Krishna. Otherwise, I don't have the qualification to see you. So that is why the first acronym that we took up was request. He's requesting, Arjuna is requesting to Krishna that you please, if you think that I can behold, if I can actually see your form, then you please display to me your form. So when Krishna sees that somebody is surrendering to him like Arjuna, he is ready to reveal. He is ready to reveal himself. So yes, Arjuna, I will do that. He's Krishna. Now Krishna will speak in the 5th verse. that, yes, I will do that. Lord is telling, let's recite the fifth verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Stato Satasho Asta Saharshara Satashodha Sahasrasha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritina Cha. So the Lord is saying, Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. So the first topic was request. Okay. So we also want to understand God. And what should be the mood that we should have to understand God? We should have a requesting mood. We should have a humble attitude towards knowing that. Like if you want to know about any subject matter, any knowledge, say you want to learn Bharatnatyam or any other subject matter, one has to be submissive to the authority. You cannot go to the teacher and say, "Hey boss, sikhayega ya nahi?" So don't think that you can go to the spiritual world and kick on the door of the spiritual world and say, "Let me in. This is my qualification." No. In Bible also it is mentioned only the meek and humble inherits the kingdom of God. Only the meek and humble. Okay, so don't think कि मैं जाऊंगा वैकुंठ के दरवाजे पे जाके लात मारूंगा, बोला ये मेरा सर्टिफिकेट देखो 16 माला जप किया मैंने। वो भी कैसे? मोबाइल में देख देख के या लोगों से बात करके कि यार कुर्ते का दुकान पूछ के कहाँ से लिया, कब लिया, कितने गणपति के दर्शन लेके आया, कितना सेल्फी लिया, whatever it is, वैसे नहीं मिलेगा. So the right attitude is required for gaining the knowledge. Like Arjuna had the right attitude of requesting Krishna. He said, Krishna, if it is possible, if it pleases you, please kindly reveal the opulence to me. Please kindly show me those things. So the request has to be of a certain attitude associated with it. Okay. So Arjuna wants to reveal Krishna's reality for others. So he wants Krishna to show his universal form. And the second one is Arjuna can already see lovingly the eternal two-handed form of Krishna. See, Arjuna had Prema Chakshu. Okay, with that two-handed form, he's seeing the two-handed form of Krishna with a flute. Any one of us sees that? किसको दिखता है? नहीं दिखता है. Actually नहीं दिखता है. That is why Krishna comes in the form of the deities. Radharas Vihari. So we go and take darshan of the deities. But Arjuna in the battlefield could actually see the two-handed form of the Lord. Okay. So Arjuna can already see the lovingly the eternal two-handed form of Krishna. He has Prem Chakshu. Now Krishna gives him celestial eyes, which is called as Divya Chakshu. So he is actually downgrading him. Yeah. Celestial is the eyes of the Devi Devtas. The Divya Chakshu, from which you can see. And because Arjuna was above that, Prema Chakshu, that is why Arjuna was supposed to be little downgraded to his vision. So Arjuna needed to be downgraded his vision to see the universal form of the Lord. So those who are fascinated, they are, as I said, those who are devotees, they are not very fascinated by the universal form of the Lord. उन लोगों को ज़्यादा आकर्षित नहीं करता है ये विश्वरूप. It doesn't really attract in fact, Prabhupada mentions that it is a godless display of opulences. Godless display of opulences. Godless. Prabhupada mentions a godless display of opulences. It is not something that attracts the devotees. It is something that attracts the non-devotees. As I was mentioning, that the atheist, the scientist who are studying matter, the material world, day in and day out, they get very amazed when they find new and new things that are there in the creation. Okay? That is, universal form is actually a material form. It is not a spiritual form. That is why it is mentioned by Krishna कि ये एक material form है. It is not a spiritual form. Krishna is not there in this form in the Vaikuntha. Just imagine you go to Vaikuntha and Krishna is in this form. There is no end and there is no start. There is no beginning and there is no end. It is not like that in the spiritual world. This form he displays in the material world for those who don't believe in him. Okay? Because for people like us who don't believe it. That's what I'm saying, na? For atheists who are trying to study from micro to macro world, who are trying to study each and every detail of it. Okay? But still they don't accept that everything is coming from the Supreme Lord. That is why for them he shows that, see, boss, everything is coming from me. All the sun and the moon, all the that's why he shows Vishwaroop and Kalaroop. He shows two roops. Okay. Like once a man asked Prabhupada, my dear Swamiji, your Krishna is only beautiful. He doesn't have an ugly form. Everything is just beauty about Krishna. Prabhupada said, you want to see the Ugra Rupa of the Lord, you see the Kala Rupa. You see the Kala Rupa. Kala Rupa is where आएगा description आगे सब कुछ अभी बता दूंगा तो that will be broken up. So that's the thing. So now Krishna is telling Pashya me Partha Rupani. Now I am showing you the Vishwaroop. See it. He's saying, see that. So and why is he also displaying? Because sometimes people ask that I'm God. So if they say that I'm God, then you can tell them, please reveal. So those who claim that they are God must show universal form to prove it. Right? Those who claim कि मैं भगवान हूँ तो दिखाओ थोड़ा डिस्प्ले कीजिए डेमो दीजिए because a pure devotee in transcendental loving relationship with Krishna is not attracted to the universal form. They already have Shraddha. With that Shraddha they are doing bhajan. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam yogi nam api sarvesham. Krishna is saying with that Shraddha I am already worshipping. I have full faith. But there are some people who do not have faith. So for them I am displaying. So in the 5th verse, Krishna is saying that now you see my opulences, Pashyame Partha Rupani. So when Krishna sees that somebody is surrendering to him, he offers him detail. And then in the 6th verse, he says, Bahuni Adrishta Purvani Pashya Charyani Bharata. Behold the many wonderful things in the translation you can see. O best of the Bharata, see here different manifestations of the Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. He's saying that no one has ever seen this. He's saying, see that the different Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, all the demigods, you can see everything over here. And this form that I'm showing you right now, nobody has seen that. See, Krishna had also shown one Vishwaroop to Duryodhan, right? Yeah. That was not still the full manifestation. Then he also showed the entire Brahman to Yashoda Ma in the mouth. Still, it was not the complete manifestation. But over here, Krishna is saying, ये पूरा display है. Full. This is the full picture. There is nothing beyond this. Nobody has seen. That is why he is saying, behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. Nobody has seen this. Nobody has ever seen it. So you are. I'm displaying it to you now. Nobody has ever seen it. So this is in front of you. He's saying. So therefore he told Arjuna that what I'm showing you is very very exhaustive version, बहुत ही detailed version है, abridged या concise version, not just a portion like he had shown others. It is not like that, you know. Then come to the 7th verse. He says, see within my body whatever you wish to see. Pashyada sa characham mama dehe gudakesha. He's saying characham. Characham means past as well as present and future. We'll decide the 7th verse. Ihaikastanam jagat kritsnam Pashyadasa characharam Mama dehe gudakesha Yachanya drashtum ichchashi. Okay, so and then he's saying that whatever you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. The universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. Everything is here completely in one place. 8.4 million species. Chara. Chara means moving. Achara means which is not moving. So moving, non-moving, you can see everything at one place. Okay. No one can see the entire, Prabhupada mentions in the purport. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Can you see? Sitting over here, the entire creation. यहाँ बैठे बैठे अमेरिका में क्या हो रहा है देख सकते हैं आप. But Krishna sitting, just imagine, not just America, but Krishna sitting in Hastinapur, Arjuna sitting in Hastinapur on the chariot, or Kurukshetra on the chariot with Krishna could see the entire universe. Entire universe. And within that universe, he also saw that he's sitting in the chariot with him. He saw that also. No one can see the entire universe while sitting in one place. Even the most advanced scientists cannot see what is going on the other parts of the universe. अभी गया था ना चंद्रयान 3, तो वो प्रज्ञान रोवर कुछ समय के बाद पिक्चर्स भेज रहा था, राइट? एंड देन इसरो वुड रिलीज इट. So after some point of time they would get some images. They did not have a live telecast of what is happening. They have advanced camera, they have advanced technology, but they do not have live telecast. That was just about the moon. Krishna is saying whatever you want to see, pick whichever planet you want to see, see whatever you wish to see. But a devotee like Arjuna can see everything that exists in any part of the universe. Krishna gives him the power to see anything he wants to see, past, present, and future. Thus, by mercy of Krishna, Arjuna is able to see. This is very important, actually. And then, in the 8th verse, Krishna says, "The Divyam dadami te chakshu pashyami yogam aishwarya." Therefore, I give you divine eyes. I am giving you the Divyam chakshu. I give you the divine eyes. Behold my to see my opulences, to see and understand my opulences. Because with your present eyes you cannot see it. अभी करंट जो आपके पास आंखें हैं उससे आपको सिर्फ 2D पिक्चर दिखेगा, 3D पिक्चर नहीं दिखेगा. उसके लिए आपको ग्लासेस लगाने पड़ेंगे. With that you will not be able to see. I will give you the eyes. Okay. Like he mentions in the purport. The fact is that, can somebody read? Can Vimanukal read this?
The fact is that the devotee is not concerned with seeing the Vishwarupa, the universal form, but Arjuna wanted to see it to sustain Krishna's statement that in the future people could understand that Krishna not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as supreme, but actually presented himself as such to Arjuna. Arjuna must confirm this with Arjuna must confirm this because Arjuna is the beginning of the Parampara system. Those who are actually
So that is that is the main point. People may say that yes, Krishna spoke about opulences in the previous chapter, right? In the previous chapter, he spoke that amongst the mountains I'm Meru, amongst the water rivers I'm Ganges, amongst the cow I'm Surgi, amongst the beast I'm lion, amongst the birds I'm Garuda. He spoke about all these things. So, who has gone to see these things? Somebody may say, ना, तो बोलने के लिए बोल दिया, but कौन देखने गया है कि actually Krishna is amongst them or not? Who is going to really see it? That is why Krishna is proving it over here. By display of the Vishwarupa, he is proving it that yes, this everything is here. You can see it. It's within me. It's not out of me. It is within me. That is why it's very important. It's eminent. The fact is that devotee is not concerned with seeing Vishwarupa, the universal, but Arjuna wants to substantiate that Krishna's statements in the previous chapter. That so that the future people could understand that Krishna is not only theoretically or philosophically presented himself as supreme, but actually presented himself as the supreme lord to Arjuna. सिर्फ theory और physical में बता के छोड़ नहीं दिया, actually practically भी बताया कि yes, I am the supreme lord. So that is why it is more important. That is why it answers your question. Why display of the Vishwarupa? Why? 82 opulences कोई देख के बोलेगा ना, कौन देखने गया है? Anybody will say, who is going to see it? Who is going to see it? These all things exist and Krishna just made some words and he put them in places. That's it. But then to prove that to the people in future, he said, yes, this is important. Okay. You all are following? Okay, you all are following? So he shows two forms. One which is called as Vishwarupa and another which is formed as Kalarupa. Okay, so the 10th to the 19th verses they speak about Vishwarupa from the top of the universe to the bottom of the universe. Everyone and everything is simultaneously present in that, top to bottom. Nothing is left out in one body of Krishna. This is the Vishwarupa.
In all time frames as well, right? Like
Yeah,
past, present, future.
everything. That is why he's able to see ना कि सब लोग मर रहे हैं, युद्ध में मैं जीत रहा हूँ. He is able to see that also. Krishna in the Vishwarupa is showing. In fact, the Kalarupa is showing. It will come. ये सब जो भीष्मा द्रोणा सब मर रहे हैं, मैं देख रहा हूँ कि ये सब लोग युद्ध हार गए, मैं जीत गया हूँ. He is able to see in all time frames. He's showing past, present, future, whatever you want to see. Nothing is left out in one body of Krishna. He showed that. And what is Kalarupa? He explains how in this form time pushes. How in this form time Lord pushes all material entities towards destruction, towards annihilation, with effect of time. We know that famous one, Kala Vasmi. He says, amongst the subduers, I am time. With that time, he finishes off everything. Like people have jet black hair, but eventually it turns grey. People have a skin which is not wrinkled, but eventually it turns wrinkled. There is some wrinkles. We have 32 teeth. So slowly, gradually, one falls out, two falls out, and then all out. Right? It happens with effect of time. With effect of time. So he's saying that is that time, I am that time. I am that time. And old people then slowly, gradually are driven to the graveyard, for the body to be burned to ashes. That is the Kalarup. He's showing in that how everything is eventually begetting with time. Like sometimes you see in the night when you're sleeping and there is towards the bulb of the light, you see some insects moving around. दिन में नहीं थे, रात को आ गए. Just born at 10 o'clock. 11 बजे grew little big bigger. 12 बजे शादी हुआ. उसके बाद बच्चे हुए, बच्चों को सेटल किया 2 बजे, 3 बजे got old, 4 बजे तक मर गया. His entire life cycle got finished in 6 hours in front of you. That's how we are in front of Brahma. Yeah, that is how we are in front of Brahma. Can you relate?
Yes.
One insect दिन भर नहीं दिखा, 10 बजे दिखा, 11 बजे बड़ा हुआ, 12 बजे शादी हुआ, 11 बजे बच्चे हुए, 1 बजे बच्चे हुए, 2 बजे बच्चे सेटल हुए, 3 बजे बूढ़े हो गए, 4 बजे समाप्त. हम भी वही कर रहे हैं ना. We grew, we were born, 20 years we grew, 30 पे शादी, 45 पे बच्चे, 50 पे बच्चे बड़े हुए, 55 पे सेटल हुए, 65 पे हम रिटायर हुए, 65 पे रिटायर हुए, 70 पे हम निकल पड़े. Same way, it's in front of Brahma. That's Kala Rupa. Brahma lives for 311.4 billion trillion years. Trillion years. And उसमें हमारा 70 years. 311.40 trillion years. उसके सामने हमारा
70 years.
70 years. 50, 70 years, whatever it is. Maybe sometimes 30 also. Just imagine. So that's how our life is. Pralaya. उसमें भी हम एक संडे नहीं आते कभी कभार. छोड़ूंगा नहीं मैं. Yeah, don't take it very lightly. This is very, very important. Very, very important. You are in a human form of life. You are fortunate to be born in India, and then after that, you are fortunate to come to Krishna Bhakti and also understand that you should chant the holy names of the Lord. And after that, you have got an opportunity to come and read the Bhagavad Gita, understand the Bhagavad Gita, sitting in an AC room, followed by a good, nice, quality prasadam. There is no excuses that you should not come, unless until there is a family emergency or you have an examination on the same day in the evening. after 2 hours. So, apart from such emergency situations, quadrant one, important and urgent activities, there is no way you should miss the Gita classes. There is no way you should miss the yatras. There is no way. You don't know that tomorrow morning you're going to see the sun or not. So don't take it lightly. When Arjuna saw this Kala Rupa, he was scared. आगे आएगा. He was pleading. अरे भैया कौन हो तुम? अभी तक मैं तुम्हारे साथ खाना शेयर कर रहा था. कभी कभी तुम मेरा ज्यादा खाना खा लेते तो तुम हमें डांट देता था. मालूम है? तुम मेरे बिस्तर पे सो जाते थे. Sometimes Krishna would sleep on the bed. आगे आएगा. Krishna would sleep on the bed. He would sleep like this, teda, you know. So not like on your side and my side. He would sleep in between like I said, teda. And then Arjuna said, hey, you don't know. Even I have to sleep. You know, go get on your side. He was just treating you as a friend, and sometimes I called you by nicknames. Oh Madhava, oh Keshava, oh Yadava. I didn't know that you were so great. And you are all this. No. मेरे को माफ कर देना. He's saying this. Please forgive me. He'll come ahead. Kindly forgive me if अगर मैंने गलती से तुम्हें कुछ भी भला बुरा कह दिया, भैया माफ कर देना मुझे. He's saying this because he understands who Krishna is now. He understands such a fearful form in his place. So, in the 9th verse, he says that Krishna displays universal form. Yeah. So, in the 9th verse, he says that Krishna displays universal form. Okay. Darshayam asha parthaya paramam rupam aishwaram, he's saying. And Arjuna saw in that form, they were shining like millions of suns, moons all together, brilliant sky, everything together. And as I told you, again, he says about in the 13th verse, Tatrakastanam Jagat Krishtam. Okay, he speaks about that also. That everything in the universe was seen at that one place, in that one form only. Everything in the universe was arranged in that one place. Like if you come to the 14th verse, Arjuna then bows down. As I mentioned, Arjuna bows down. Okay. He's saying then bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances with folded hands, began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Once the divine vision is revealed, the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna changes immediately. Arjuna's relationship becomes one of wonder rather than friendship. पहले तो दोस्त था ना सिर्फ, it became a relationship of wonder. Sometimes we get wonderstruck, no? Sometimes we get wonderstruck by one's wealth, beauty, fame. लोग थोड़े wonderstruck. जैसे एक दिन वो यहाँ पे आया था कपिल शर्मा, राजीव श्रीवास्तव का there was a prayer meet, so all the celebrities are come. So लोग भाग रहे पीछे कपिल शर्मा. People get attracted by the fame. You know, people get attracted by the fame. They get similarly. So Arjuna was also wonderstruck. Oh, he's not just my friend, but he is such a great person. So great devotees see Krishna as a reservoir of all relationships. In the scriptures, there are 12 basic kinds of relationships mentioned, and all of them are present in Krishna. So there are 5 primary rasas and there are 7 secondary rasas. Okay, and Krishna, and so now Arjuna falls in the Sakhya ras, but leaving that Sakhya ras, he comes into Bhainaka ras, which is secondary ras. He becomes scared, he becomes wonderstruck. Okay, the 5 primary rasas are Madhurya ras, Madhurya, Vatsalya, Sakhya, Santhya, and Lasya. These are 5 primary rasas. Ras means juice. Juice.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have a very nice relationship with a friend. That's like, sweet sugarcane juice. Sometimes you don't have such a good relationship with another friend. That's like bitter gourd juice. Kadwa hota hai thoda. Juice. Ras. It's like rasa, That is, you may wonder what is this ras talking about. Similarly, it's like Shridham, Sudama, Madhu Mangal, they are in Sakhya ras. Yashodama and Nanda Maharaj, they are in Vatsalya ras. The gopis are in Madhurya ras. Okay, like the trees and the plants, they are in Shantyaras, Sakhyaras, sorry, Shantyaras. And then there is Dasyaras, like Lakshmi pressing the feet of Vishnu, is in the Dasya form. So that's how it is. So Krishna bows down, Arjuna bows down to the feet of Krishna. That's the universal form of the Lord. Now, after seeing the universal form of the Lord, now Arjuna begins praying to Krishna in these verses. Arjuna's realizations are there. They are given in 15 to 18 verses. Arjuna speaks upon his realizations upon seeing Vishwarupa. क्या उसको feel होता है? He speaks about his realizations. 19 to 25, Arjuna's description of the Kala Rupa. He gives description कि काल रूप कैसा दिख रहा है. 26 to 30, Arjuna sees the future outcome of the war. क्या होने वाला है? ये सब कब हो रहा है? युद्ध के पहले. गीता युद्ध के पहले कही गई है, युद्ध के दौरान नहीं. It's during before the battle starts. Okay, he's speaking in 45 minutes. Okay, 700 verses. And Arjuna then asks in 31st verse, who are you? Kaun ho tum? I've never seen such a form of yours. Who are you? So now he's describing his realization. It's very interesting actually. 15th verse, he says, Dear Lord, I see in your body, Pashyami Devam Stava Deva Dehe. He's saying that, let's recite it. Arjuna Vacha. Pashyami Devam Stava Deva Dehe. Sarvam Statha Bhuta Vishveshva Sangam. Brahmanamesham Kamalasanam Stham. Rishim Sarvam Divyam. Okay, my dear Lord, Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other divinities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. I see everyone within your body. I see everybody sitting in your body. मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है जो मैं नहीं देख पा रहा हूँ. Everything I can see all these things very very clearly. Arjuna can see over here. Arjuna can see from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu up to the topmost part of the universe on the lotus flower plant where Brahma, the first creature of universe, resides. That means that from the beginning to the end, everything could be seen by Arjuna, who was sitting in one place on his chariot. This was possible by the grace of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So that he could see everything that is mentioned. You see, everything he could see. Top to bottom, everything he could see in detail. ऐसा नहीं कि मतलब कुछ कुछ दिख रहा है कुछ कुछ नहीं दिख रहा है. एक ही ऐसा कभी कभार होता है ना. If you go to certain, जैसे हम like if you go to श्रीरंगम में जो डीटी है विष्णु जी का, उसको देखने के लिए आपको थोड़ा इस तरफ के कॉर्नर में जाना पड़ेगा और फिर बाद में उस तरफ के कॉर्नर में जाना पड़ेगा. देन यू कैन सी द एंटायर लॉर्ड. समटाइम्स कभी कभार हम कोई जगह पे जाता है कुछ कुछ चीज़ों की देखने के लिए, वी कैन सी ओनली अ पार्ट, वी कैन नॉट सी द फुल ऑफ इट. लाइक मेनी ऑफ यू टुक जन्माष्टमी में दर्शन इन द मॉर्निंग, यू कुड सी ओनली गौर निताय. यू कुड नॉट सी राधा कृष्ण, यू कुड नॉट सी सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान, बिकॉज यू वर स्टक इन वन प्लेस, यू नो. बट Arjuna sitting in one place could see everything, everything. ऐसा नहीं कि अरे मुझे ब्रह्मलोक नहीं दिख रहा है, मुझे सिर्फ वो ऊपर का ये दिख रहा है, सत्यलोक दिख रहा है, ये दिख रहा है, मुझे ब्रह्मलोक नहीं दिख रहा है, या मुझे रसातल पाताल तलातल वो सब नहीं दिख रहा है. You can see everything in detail. He's saying everything in detail I can see. He's saying your form of the Lord. He's saying you can recite the 16th verse. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Pashyami tvam sarvato anantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punanstavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. He's saying, oh Lord of the universe, oh universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and your eyes expanded everywhere with are without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, no beginning. Nothing. I see all these things in detail. I'm seeing everything in detail. It is difficult to see the glowing form. I'm not able to hold the glowing form. You know. Let's recite that. Kirti nam Gandhi nam chakre nam cha tejo rashim sarvato diptimantam pashyami tvam durnirekshayam samanta diptana diptana larkadyutim aprameyam. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Can you see the sun? Can you see the sun continuously? No. Just imagine, he's saying the millions of suns. So many. If effulgence is like millions of suns, I'm not able to hold it. I'm convinced of your supremacy. Tvam aksharam paramam vede tavyam. Tvam aksharam paramam vede tavyam. Tvam asya visvasya param nidhanam. Tvam avyaya shashvata dharma gupta. Sanatanastvam purusho mato me. He's saying that you are the oldest personality, Krishna. You are the ultimate resting place of all. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, Sanatan Dharma. So you are the supreme primal object. You are the ultimate resting place of all the universe. You are inexhaustible. You are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. That is my opinion. He's saying this is my opinion. Now he speaks about the Kala. Abhi tak he was speaking about the Vishwarup. Okay, so in this way he is saying that you are without any origin, middle or ending. The sun and the moon are your eyes. Remember, sun and moon are the eyes. जब भी आप सूरज को देखो तो भगवान की आंखें, moon को देखो तो भगवान की आंखें. कुछ भी बच के नहीं कर पाओगे उससे. हमेशा remember. Wait. I'll take your questions later. 19th verse. You have no origin, middle or end. Anadi Madhyantam. Okay, he says, Anadi Madhyam the Ananta Veryam. Ananta Bahum Shashi Surya Netram. Pashyami Tvam Dipta Hutasha Bhaktram. Swatejasha Vishwamidam Tapantam. That is what I was speaking about. That you are the origin, middle. You are without an origin, middle or end. You have an unlimited glory. You have numberless arms. The sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning the entire universe by your own radiance. Burning the entire universe by your own radiance. Let's go to the next one, the 20th one. Dvau prithviyor idam antaram hi vyaptam tvayekena dishascha sarva dishvad bhutam rupam ugram tavedam lokatrayam pravyatitham mahatman. He's saying that you are spread throughout. Vyaptam taptena dishascha sarves. He's saying, Dvau. Dvau a Prithvi, or the space between heaven and earth, and Lokatrayam, the three worlds, are significant words in this verse because it appears that not only did Arjuna see the universal form of the Lord, but others in the other planetary system also saw it. Others could also see it. It was just not Arjuna, others could also see it in the three planetary systems. Arjuna's seeing of the universal form was not a dream. ऐसा नहीं कि वो सपना देख रहा था, बाकी लोग भी देख रहे थे. कभी कभी होता है ना, ऐसा लगता है ना, ठीक है ये तो सपना देख रहा होगा शायद से, एक्चुअली में नहीं हुआ होगा. So Arjuna seeing the universal form was not a dream. All whom the Lord endowed with divine vision saw the universal form on the battlefield. Everybody who got the divine vision, they all saw the form on the battlefield. And then he offers his prayers, prayers of the demigods and the sages. He offers those prayers. Amhi tvam sura sangha vishanti kechid vita pranjalayo grananti swastiti uktva maharshi siddha sangha stuvanti tvam stuti bhi pushkalabhi. All the hosts of the demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them are very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Host of great sages and perfected beings crying all peace are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Just imagine, such is the universe, Kala Roop, that they are offering prayers. Pahimi Raksham, they are offering prayers. Please protect, protect, protect. There is no way else. So demigods in all planetary systems fear the terrific manifestation of the universal form and its glaring effulgence. So they prayed for protection. Even the demigods prayed for protection. And all are looking at you with full astonishment. 22nd verse. All are looking at you with full astonishment. They have never seen something like this before. Rudra Aditya Vashavo Ye Cha Sadhya Vishve Avishnao Martus Chushma Pascha Vishnu Martu Gandharva Yaksha Sura Siddha Sangha Viksante Tvam Vishmitaschaiva Sarve. Saying all the various manifestations of Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishvedevas, the two Ashvis, the Marutus, the forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. They have never seen something like this. They are all astonished by what you are displaying right now. All the planets and demigods are agitated. That's in the 23rd verse. That how Drishtva Lokam Pravyatis Tash Tashtam. He's saying that they are all amazed by seeing you. He speaks about the Gandharvas, Yakshas, Asuras, Devtas. They are all beholding you in wonder. See, so all the people who are a part of the body of the Lord, and they were also witnessing that. They were within the Lord, but they were also witnessing. Like, for example, when even Krishna showed the Brahman to Mother Yashoda in the mouth, she also witnessed that there was another Yashoda and Krishna within that mouth also. Right? She also, seeing such a display, even Mother Yashoda was amazed and even Krishna is amazed because Arjuna is amazed because even Arjuna can see the same thing within the entire universal form. And even the Devi Devtas, the Gandharvas, the Asuras, the Ashvis, the Sadhyas, Vasus, they are all also able to see that we are in the body as well as we are able to see that outside the Vishwarupa. So they were completely astonished, they were amazed. And then he mentions that I'm also very, very fearful. Nabha sprisham diptamaneka varnam 24th verse. Vyatanam dipta vishala netram Dishvahi tvam pravyatitantar atma Dish Dishtvahi tvam pravyatitantar atma Dhritim na vindami samam cha Vishnu. So he's saying that I'm fearful, I'm very, very scared. Seeing in the translation, it's mentioned, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouth, and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed with fear. I'm scared now. And I can no longer maintain my steadiness. I'm not able to maintain even my steadiness. I'm shivering. And equilibrium of my mind is completely lost. Completely lost. And then he's saying, please be merciful unto me. Prasiddha Devesha Jagan Nivasha. 25th. Damstra Karalani Chate Mukhani Drishtva Kalanalarsani Bhani Gisho न जाने ललभे च शर्मा प्रसीद देवेश जगन्निवास और Lord, O Lord of the Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious unto me. I cannot keep my balance, seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. Awful teeth. कितना डरावना रूप होगा. I saw once one person asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, I've always heard that Krishna is beautiful, Krishna's form is very attractive. That's why Bhagavan is, the Lord doesn't have an ugly form. So Prabhupada says you can see this, the Kala roop, the Ugra form of the Lord. You want to see an ugly form. This is the Ugra form. Arjuna is saying that you have an awful teeth and death-like faces. See, this is the form. You see this? This is the form. This is what he's seeing. This is what he's seeing in Kala. चटनी बन जाएगा हमारा ऐसे देखो. Imagine. And then he mentions in the next verse that actually all of them, all the sons of the Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouth. And some I see trapped with heads smashed in your teeth. Smashed in your teeth. किसी का सर अटक गया है आपके दांत के अंदर. I'm seeing all these things. It's very, very scary. यहाँ पे सब डर गए हैं. This is the form of the Kala Roop of the Lord. जाना नहीं है तो फिर भगवान का नाम जप कीजिए. Very, very important. Like rivers, he's saying like the rivers enter the ocean, moths enter the fire. Similarly, these people are entering your mouth. Warriors entering Vishwarupa mouth like rivers enter the ocean. You see river entering the ocean? वैसे बह जाता है पूरा. Moths entering fire. Similarly, these people are rushing into your mouth. Bhishma, and he's talking about great personalities like Bhishma, Drona, all these great personalities. Because Duryodhan, Dushasana, they have no value. If these great people are going in your mouth, what to speak about those minions? Understand? What to speak about Dushashan, Duryodhan and all these people like that. Shakuni. In log ki to baat hi alag hai. Because Bhishma, Drona and all these people are great people, no? But they were at least respectable. They were respectable. It is also mentioned here that Bhishma, who is supposed to be unconquerable, will also be smashed. So also Karna. Not only will the great warriors of other party like Bhishma be smashed, but some great warriors of Arjuna's side will also be finished. So this is the state. Warriors entering I see you devouring these people from all sides with your flaming mouths. Your effulgence is all over the universe. Your effulgence is all over the universe. As many waves of the rivers flow, the translation to the 28th verse is that only. That as many as the waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all these great warriors are entering into your mouth, blazing mouth. Come to the 31st verse, which is stop here after 31st. He's asking who you are and what is your mission. भूल गया अर्जुन भूल गया कौन है कृष्ण just by looking at that Vishwaroop. See this Vishwaroop, he's forgetting it. Who you are. आख्यामि मे को भवान उग्र रूपो नमोस्तु ते देववरा प्रसीद विघ्नातुमिच्छामि भवान्तमाद्यम् नाहि प्रजानामि तव प्रवृत्तिम् saying, "Oh Lord of the Lords, so fierce of your form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. I do not know. I really don't know who you are." So, as I mentioned, this is the most devouring form of the Lord, and everybody is going into his mouth. And but for a devotee, he is not very much afflicted by the Vishwarupa. It's like a cat. When a cat opens the mouth, what happens? The rat will run away. When the same cat holds the kitten with the mouth and picks up from one place and puts him in the other place, the kitten feels safe. Doesn't get very scared with that. So the devotee's relationship with the Supreme Lord is like that. But those who are non-devotees, they have the feeling of the rat when the cat opens the mouth. That's the feeling happens. Like once a doctor in Calcutta, when once a businessman in Calcutta asked a doctor, "My dear doctor, can you give me a few more days? I would want to wind up my business because you're supposed to die." Doctor, 4 more days. He asked 4 more days. He's like, what to speak about 4 more days? I cannot even give you 4 hours. It is not in my hand. It is not in my hand. Absolutely not in my hand. So this is similarly when uh, when the devotee dies, he considers his death as the kitten being picked up by the mother cat and put from one place to an other place. He doesn't feel the change because he knows I'm not this body but a spirit soul. I'm not this body but a spirit soul. Like there are some of our devotees who passed away in Corona time. There was one very senior devotee. Uh, she passed away in the Corona time. People were saying it. How come she was a devotee? How come Corona afflicted us? But another senior sannyasi said she was such a great devotee of the Lord that she left the uh, you know useless coronavirus here and she went back to Godhead to dance with Krishna there. To always keep dancing in the kirtan over there. So that is actually the paradigm, other perspective that devotees can take. The devotees of the Lord are not concerned with the diseases and the death. For them, Krishna is there everywhere. It's just a change of body. So when you're practicing, that really doesn't make a difference. And this is important. I'll come to this some other time. But yeah, this is very important. See, this is the Rupa. Krishna is saying, I am time, the ultimate destroyer. Atheists who don't believe in God, they have to accept time. Yes? With time, everything is taken away. मैं भगवान में नहीं मानता ठीक है कोई बात नहीं टाइम तो है ना तुम्हें 24 घंटे के अंदर तो रहना पड़ता है ना कृष्ण सिंह आई एम ओनली टाइम कालो अस्मि लोकुक्षय प्रति प्रविद्धो आई एम ओनली दैट with effect of time Napoleon where is he where is Alexander the Great where is the Hitler where is he once there was a nation called as Great Britain which was completely ruling across the world everywhere but where is Great Britain now You go on the maps and see Great Britain, this is this much. But at one point of time, it was ruling the entire world. With time, things get destroyed. Time destroys everything. If you cannot destroy it, time will destroy it. You've seen that, right?
Yeah.
Time will destroy it. If we cannot be destroyed. She's saying, I'm that time. Okay, so any questions you have? Yes.